President Trump just dropped a bombshell. US and Iran are in serious discussions. That could birth a new nuclear deal or ignite the Gulf. He is sending powerful ships steaming toward Iran as leverage, while Ayatollah Khamenei warns. Any US strike triggers regional war. This is peak Trump brinkmanship, maximum pressure, naval armada backup, deal or destroy ultimatum. Today I break down the talks timeline, what Trump's really demanding, Iran's red lines, military math, and why silver prices just twitched 3% on the news. Picture the scene. USS Gerald R. 4-carrier strike group F-35s destroyers subs cutting through Atlantic toward Persian Gulf. 6 destroyers already positioned. 3 literal combat ships on station. Trump boards Air Force One, tells reporters Iran's talking seriously. We have biggest ships nearby. Hope we make deal. If not, we'll find out if Khamenei's right about regional war. This isn't bluff. June 2025. US hit Iranian nuclear sites. Iran cracked down on protests, thousands dead per human rights reports. Trump tweets new leadership coming. Tensions boil. Now? Qatar's premier visits Tehran. Iranian FM signals nuclear talks on table if missiles excluded. Trump smells blood. Trump still demands non-negotiable, 0 nuclear weapons ever. No enrichment above 3.67%. Aya back inside. Missile range cap 2,000 kilometers max. No hypersonics threatening Europe. Proxy crackdown Hezbollah. Houthis. Hamas defunded 75% within 18 months. Inspections anywhere military sites included. 24 notice max. Sunset 2035 permanent. No Obama-era expiration. Iran's red lines, Khamenei's line in sand. Missiles untouchable, core defense, non-negotiable. 20% enrichment minimum civilian power needs. No U.S. bases nearby Iraq, Gulf states. Sanctions lifted day one, $100 billion plus frozen assets released. Regional allies exempt Hezbollah resistance, not terrorism. Military math, why Trump holds cards. U.S. naval power. Ford Group equals 75 aircraft, 5,000 sailors to destroyers, cruisers, sub. Iran Navy? Corvettes, speedboats, mines. Air superiority, F-35s versus Iran's S-300. Beta bombers won our flight from Diego Garcia. Israel factor, Netanyahu visits DC Tuesday. 400+ F-35s ready. Iron Dome 95% intercept. Saudi cover. Patriot batteries, thawed live. Gulf bases hardened. Iran weaknesses, 60% inflation, 40% youth unemployment, protest fatigue. Trump as sequencing genius, deploys ships, gives Iran signals, talks, gives Qatar back channels, gives FM softens, gives Trump dangles deal, while flexing armada. Classic art of the deal, pressure until they blink. Current status February 2, 2026. Qatar mediated weekend Tehran trip. Progress made per Iranian official. Trump's tone, optimistic but firm. Time running out. Next attack worse. Iran response, Khamenei, US strike equals immediate extensive retaliation. Advisor Shamakhani. Tel Aviv burns. Naval timeline, Ford Group arrives Gulf February 8. Full armada by February 15. Diplomatic window. Netanyahu-Trump summit February 4 sets Israel red line. Silver market twitch, why you care. Iran tensions equals Strait of Hormuz risk. 20% global oil plus 15% LNG flows. Silver industrial demand spikes on solar of hedging. COMEX already down 30 for meters ounces from China ban. Gulf war rumors. Physical premiums plus 25% overnight. 3 outcomes probabilities. Deal by March 55%. Iran caps enrichment of 5%. Missiles at 2,000 kilometers. Sanctions ease 50%. Silver dips to $52 support. Limited strike 30%. Trump hits Natanz, Fordo. Iran missiles Saudi bases. Oil $120. Silver $85 breakout. Full war 15%. Hezbollah attacks Israel. US flattens IRGC Navy. Regional chaos. Silver $150 plus. Your playbook, silver stackers by physical dips below $55. Home vault priority. Energy, oil above $95 locked if Hormuz threatened. Defense, LMT, RTX gap up on war talk. Watch February 4, Netanyahu-Trump set strike trigger. Trump learned from 2018 JCPOA mistake week sunset. No missiles. Now? Total deal or total pressure. Iran faces choice, negotiate from strength now, or bombed back to table later. Ship steam closer. Qatar shuttle flies. Khamenei blusters. Musk tweets Middle East silver demand about to moon. Markets hold breath. This is Trump 2.0, dealmaker with destroyer backup. Iran blinks first door, Hormuz burns. Physical silver ready. Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has made several recent statements rejecting direct U.S. talks, while leaving indirect negotiations technically possible. Here's the latest from his February 2026 remarks. Key statements January 31st. February 2, 2026 Negotiations with America are not intelligent, wise, or honorable. Khamenei told Air Force officers in Tehran that U.S. talks serve no purpose, and suggested Iran should avoid such a government. He stopped short of a total ban, threading his typical careful needle. If they threaten us, we will threaten them in return, referencing Trump's ship deployments and nuclear demands. Khamenei warned, if they act on threats, we will act. If they violate our security, we respond in kind without doubt. No backing down on missile program or 20% uranium enrichment. Imposition and bullying, not a deal. Criticizing Trump's predetermined outcome approach. Khamenei called proposed nuclear caps coercion. Iran rejects zero enrichment and demands day one sanctions relief. Context and contradictions mix signals. Khamenei's hardline rhetoric contrasts with Iranian FM statements signaling progress made via Qatar-backed channels. Tehran wants indirect talks excluding missiles. Domestic pressure, 60% inflation. Youth protests for sanctions relief need. But hardliners demand missile program preservation. Trump timing. Khamenei's speech came hours after Trump announced serious discussions in USS Gerald R. Ford deployment. Strategic posture. Khamenei positions Iran as defiant victim. Americans redraw world maps on paper with no reality. Classic playbook. Bluster publicly. Negotiate quietly through Oman, Qatar. Red lines. Missiles untouchable. No U.S. Gulf bases. Sanctions lifted immediately. Bottom line, Khamenei says no to direct Trump talks, but won't slam indirect diplomacy door. Trump ships arrive February 8th. Netanyahu-Trump summit February 4th. Watch Iranian FM response tomorrow. Real signal there. Not Supreme Leader theater. Trump's latest Iran nuclear proposal February 2, 2026 update. President Trump's most recent public statements on Iran nuclear talks boiled down to a zero enrichment ultimatum backed by naval deployments, rather than a detailed formal proposal document. Here's what he's demanding right now. Court demands Trump's non-negotiable red lines: nitrogen monoxide nuclear weapons, zero uranium enrichment permitted on Iranian soil, permanently. No 3.67%, number 20%, nothing. Missile range caps, 2,000 kilometers maximum, no hypersonic threats to Europe, Israel. Proxy network dismantled, Hezbollah. Houthis, Hamas defunded by 75% within 18 months. Inspections anywhere, military sites included, 24-hour notice maximum. Permanent structure, no Obama-era sunset clause is expiring 2035. The powerful ships leverage USS Gerald R. Ford carrier strike group arrives Persian Gulf February 8. 6 destroyers, 3 littoral ships already positioned. B-2 bombers, 1-hour flight from Diego Garcia. Full Armada operational February 15. Trump's exact quote February 1st. White House remarks Iran's talking seriously now. Number 1. No nuclear. Number 2. Stop killing protesters. We have biggest ships heading there. Time running out. Next attack. Far worse than Operation Midnight Hammer. Make deal or we'll find out if Khamenei's regional war talk is real. Delivery mechanism. No formal written proposal publicized. Trump envoy Steve Witkoff delivered verbal outline via Qatar-backed channel over weekend. Iranian FM confirms progress made, but missiles non-negotiable. Iran's response to Trump's latest nuclear proposal has been characteristically two-faced. Hardline rejection from Supreme Leader Khamenei publicly, while Foreign Minister Abbas Araqi signals indirect talks remain possible through back channels. Here's a breakdown from their latest statements February 1st to 2nd, 2026. Official stances: Ayatollah Khamenei, Supreme Leader. Hard nitrogen monoxide. Negotiations with America are not intelligent, wise, or honorable. Told Air Force officers direct U.S. talks serve no purpose. If they threaten, we threaten back. Any U.S. strike triggers immediate, extensive retaliation. Tel Aviv specifically named as target. Red lines, missiles untouchable, 20% uranium enrichment minimum. No U.S. Gulf bases. Sanctions lifted day one. Foreign Minister Abbas Araqi, door slightly open, confident we can achieve a deal. Told CNN indirect talks via Qatar. Oman show productive progress. Excludes missiles. Not under shadow of threats, ships, and ultimatums make fair negotiation impossible. Wants mutual respect. Fair and equitable deal must guarantee peaceful nuclear rights, no coercion. Military response IRGC, Army. 1,000 new drones deployed near Strait of Hormuz. Drone carrier stationed off southern coast. Army chief. Fingers on trigger for any aggression. The contradiction explained public Khamenei, defiant posturing for domestic hardliners, and deterrence. Private Iraqi. Qatar channel, pragmatic sanctions relief needed amid 60% inflation. Protest fatigue depleted nuclear sites from 2025 U.S. strikes. Iranian counter-proposal implied 5 to 20% enrichment allowed under IAEA consortium, not zero. Missiles off table, core defense. Non-negotiable 50% sanctions relief immediate. $50 billion frozen assets. First tranche no U.S. bases in Gulf states, Iraq proxy limits, Hamas, Hezbollah resistance rights. Preserve timeline pressure points. Feb 4. Netanyahu-Trump summit Israel veto power February 8. USS Gerald R. Ford arrives Gulf February 15. Full U.S. Armada operational. Bottom line. Iran says no to Trump's zero enrichment ultimatum publicly, but won't slam indirect talks door. Iraqi CNN confidence suggests Qatar-backed channel making progress on sanctions for IAEA compromise. Khamenei's bluster buys time while ships steam closer. Watch Iranian FM statement post Netanyahu summit. That's the real signal. Silver up to 0.8% today on Gulf War Premium.